Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Hanna and today I want to talk about some things that you can do while staying at home and practicing self-isolation. Now, as you hopefully all know by now, we're all advised to stay home during this corona situation, and I can't stress enough how important it is to practice self-isolation, not just for yourself but also for others who are vulnerable and who depend on it. So avoid all social contact other than with the people who already live with you. Wash your hands and just make sure that you stay safe. Now, I know it can be hard staying at home all day and you might be very anxious or stressed out or simply just bored. So today I wanted to share some things that you can do while staying at home that are productive, creative, self-care, educational, you name it. So I decided to divide them up into categories, and I will have timestamps in the info box below if you want to skip to a certain category. But without further ado, let's hop on into the first category. If you're one of those people who sees staying at home as an opportunity to get stuff done, then this is definitely the category for you. So the first thing that came to mind is cleaning your desk. A clean desk space will make sure that, especially if you're working from home these days, your mind is at ease and you can work and function properly. In the same category is organizing your files. So go through all of your loose papers, invoices, receipts, everything that kind of piled up. Make sure you throw out all of the things that you no longer need, digitalize the things that you do need, and just get a clear vision of where you are with your admin. If you don't already have a system in place, maybe this is the perfect time to create one so you can just organize your files on the fly in the future and you don't always have to sit down every couple of weeks or months and do like a big declutter. And speaking of declutter, that brings me on to my next tip, which is declutter your entire home. We all know how much I love the KonMari method. I've spoken about it before, so this is the perfect opportunity to declutter the things that no longer spark joy, only keep the things you need. I actually have a whole video about decluttering and spring cleaning coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. But you can also do a digital declutter, so clear out your desktop, your downloads folder, organize your files, your media, etc. Organize your photos and edit your photos. I know I have a whole Lightroom catalog with photos from the past couple of years, from trips that I've been on, that I've been meaning to go through and edit. And I've also been meaning to go through the photos on my phone and set up a good system for that. Which brings me to my next point, which is backing up your files. Either set up a cloud storage solution or back them up on an external hard drive, or both to be extra sure, because it is so painful to lose years worth of data, and you can easily spare yourself the pain by just making sure that everything is at least backed up once. Sort through your email inbox and delete all unnecessary emails. You can practice inbox zero if you want to, or at the very least just unsubscribe to all emails that you no longer want to receive. Change up your passwords. Figure out a system on how to remember them and store them safely. And please don't use the same password for everything. It is very unsafe. So be smart online and offline and stay safe, kids. Here goes a fun one. Do your taxes a little bit earlier than you have to. In Germany, we have time until the 31st of July to file taxes, but why not just do it now and get a head start on it? Dedicate a whole day on collecting everything that you need and put it all together. And if you don't already have a good system where you store all of your data for your taxes, this is the perfect time. Create a spreadsheet on either Excel or Numbers where you can put all of the data into, and also dedicate a folder to all of the receipts and things that you need to store as well. So by the time the next tax season comes around, you have everything in one place and you don't need to dedicate a whole day to it. I'm speaking from experience. It'll make it a lot less dreadful and actually make sure that you're doing your taxes on time and avoid extra unnecessary costs. And now for my last point in this category, goal setting. If you don't already have some goals set for the year, this quarantine gives you a lot of time to spend with yourself, figure out what you want and set some goals, and you can start taking action towards them. If you need some help setting goals, I have a whole video on how I set goals. And I also have one on how to make a vision board to put those goals into motion and make you motivated and turn them into a reality. So I will have both of the links in the info box below for you to go and check out. And I'll also leave some other videos that have personally helped me in the past with that. Next category is creative. You can get as creative with this category as you want to. I just jotted down a bunch of things that came to my mind. The first being drawing or painting. When was the last time you took out your art supplies and just painted or drew just for fun? Not for anyone else, but for yourself because you like doing it. And it doesn't even have to be good as long as you're enjoying it. You can even try out some new mediums or try digital illustration or get really creative and draw on flower pots or pimp your space in any way. My next idea is writing. You can journal, write poetry, spoken word, a blog post, a letter to someone you love. But send it online, not via post. There's so many things to write about, especially if you don't know how to deal with your emotions, you feel overwhelmed or stressed or anxious, whatever it is, write it down on a piece of paper or in your journal. It is very therapeutic and it will help you to deal with whatever it is that you're feeling at the moment. Get crafty. You can knit, stitch, sew, punch needle, weave, upcycle your old clothes, upcycle furniture, macrame. There are so many things that you can do. You can look up tutorials online about DIYs, things that you can do around your home, just whatever you have on hand. Get crafty with it. Cooking or baking. Now's the perfect time to try out that recipe that you've been meaning to try for a long time, or simply just take something from your pantry and learn how to cook or bake with it. Learn how to prepare it or just get better in the kitchen in general. Get creative with it. It's the creative category after all. Redecorate your space. You can find some art for your walls or create your own. You can upcycle furniture or just move furniture around to create like a bit of a new atmosphere, especially if you don't have a dedicated workspace and you need to work from home right now. Move things around and create a little work area for yourself. You can even paint a wall if you have some paint on hand. You don't need to go out to the store and buy new things in order to do this. Just use what you already have. Playing an instrument or making music in general. There is so many ways to make music. If you have an instrument, you can play that or learn how to play it. You can also sing or use your computer and some software to create new songs. You can remix already existing songs, or at the very least have your phone record some stuff and make something out of that. Really, the options are endless. And my last idea in this category is create a photo album, either with the photos that you already have sitting at home. I know you're out there, people. But you could also just do it online. And if any of these activities you would like to do, but you don't know how, then the first tip in my next category, which is education, is to learn a new skill. Either watch a tutorial on YouTube for free, or you can join an online course like Skillshare. I have learned so many things through Skillshare personally. Please sponsor me. But yeah, there's so many ways to learn new things, and now you have the time, so there's no excuse, really. My next idea is to read a book or article about something that you've always been interested about. I personally want to know more about finances and investing, and also learn more about food science, because I want to know what the Maillard reaction is and why it makes my cookies taste better. I'm a total nerd at heart. I love chemistry. If you're not into physical books, you can also listen to an audiobook. Audible is great for that. Again, sponsor me, please. But also an educational podcast. I will leave some of my favorites in the info box below. Use this time to learn a new language. You can either use some books if you already have some, or just use an app. There's free ones and there's paid ones, so find whatever works for you. And if you're a student, you can hang out with your friends and do study groups, not in person, via Google Hangout, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, you name it. Don't hang out in person, please. And my last idea in this category is watching a documentary. There are so many great documentaries out there on all kinds of platforms. Some of my personal ones include One Strange Rock, narrated by Will Smith, Planet Earth 2, Pandemic, which is very relevant at the moment, but it's not scary at all, not fear-inducing. It's merely very educational. Minimalism, The True Cost, Cowspiracy. I will have them all in the info box below, and they're all on Netflix, I should mention. My next category is entertainment. First of all, create a movie list and make your way through that. You can also do a specific category like the Marvel movies or DC movies, Disney movies, the Studio Ghibli are now on Netflix as well, or just some old classics that you've been meaning to see that you haven't made time for. And the same goes for TV shows and series. There's so many different genres on Netflix and other platforms as well, so I will leave some of my favorite shows in the info box if you're interested. And my last idea is do a YouTube marathon. Either pick out your favorite creator and binge watch all of their videos, or you can go down memory lane and watch some of your old favorite videos. Mine always include some of Tyler Oakley's videos. They just crack me up like no other. Yeah, shout out to all of the old OG YouTubers and their content. That was a fun time to be in. Workout and exercise. My personal favorite way to work out is dancing, so either learn a new choreography or just put on some fun music and have like a good old jam out and really get that sweat going. But you can also try out a new workout at home, especially if you're not used to working out at home. Find something that you enjoy that you can do from home without having to go to the gym. You can also do a challenge, like a 30-day challenge for your butt, your legs, your arms, you name it. There's lots of templates on that on Pinterest. Or you can create your own challenge and maybe set a goal for learning how to do a handstand, headstand, the splits. I've seen a lot of people do that on Instagram, and I personally want to get better at my handstand and headstand. So yeah, you can join one of those challenges or just create your own. Or also you can do a yoga flow depending on how intense you want that to be. You can try vinyasa yoga, which is like more intense yoga, or just like a very relaxing yoga flow that's more about stretching, which actually brings me onto my next category, which is self-care. So again, yoga is a good way to get in tune with your body and kind of see where you're at, how you're feeling, where you're tense. Stretching is also a really good idea. That's kind of part of yoga, but it doesn't have to be. Meditating is one of my favorite things to do. I try to meditate as often as I can. It really puts my mind at ease and just I see where I'm at mentally, so meditating is one of my favorite self-care habits. Pampering yourself, do something for yourself that you enjoy. This could be taking a bath, doing your nails, putting on a face mask, or simply just taking a mindful moment to like apply lotion or have a bit of a longer shower and just taking care of yourself, whatever that looks like for you. I've mentioned dancing before, but putting on a fun playlist and dancing is also a form of self-care. It really gets you moving and makes you a little bit more relaxed and puts you in a good mood. Any of the creative things that I've mentioned before can also be a form of self-care. If you're doing them mindfully, or reading, or journaling, learning something new about yourself is also a really good one. You can do that through any of these activities, but also just by paying attention to yourself or like exploring in a new direction. Honestly, masturbating is a form of self-care as well, so knock yourself out, you have the time. And my last idea is to take care of your plants. At least for me, that's a form of self-care as well. After all, it is spring, so it is time to plant some new seeds and repot the plants, get them ready for the summer, and just take care of them after their winter nap. My second to last category is relationships. So call your friends, your family, your loved ones, check in with them, see how they're doing. Just because you can't see them face to face doesn't mean that you can't hang out with them and speak to them and just be there for them. You can also play some games together via your phone or computer, via some apps. It is super fun and a good way to stay connected and kind of keep those relationships going. And this is also a really good time to get to know the people that you live with a little better. So you can take some fun quizzes with maybe your partner or your housemates. You can do the 36 questions to fall in love. You can even do that with friends. It's not just for falling in love, it's just very interesting. And there's also some apps and quizzes to kind of help you connect on a bit of a deeper level. If I can remember the names, I'll look it up and I will also leave those in the info box for you to do. And that brings me on to my last category, which is helping others. You can either go to the grocery store or walk pets for people who can go out themselves. If you're able to do that, you can set up a little note in your house, let them know your name and your number, and they can call you and you can run some errands for them and help them out. Or you can also donate some money to charities or businesses that really depend on it. Support your local business in any way that you can by purchasing at their business or online business or buying gift cards, especially sustainable little businesses really need your help right now. So help them in any way that you can. Yeah, and that is it for all of my ideas. I hope you enjoyed them. They sure will keep you busy for a while. Let me know in the comments below which ones you're gonna try out first. And other than that, I hope you're staying safe and healthy. You're having a good time at home. If you want to know what I'm up to on a more daily basis, then you can follow me on Instagram. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy and creative. I will see you in my next video. Bye.